So what is going on with Manchester United in this transfer window right now? We've got stories about Scott McTominay possibly staying, then a counter story about that. Everything is as it was expected. I'm more likely to move to Fulham right now. The bookies have got Scott McTominay favourite to stay at United now. Wan-Bissaka, is that story real? I mean, come on. Is he demanding that much of a payout? Let's look at the details of that and what it really means. Are people just trying to make a big story out of that one? I think it might be along them lines. Let's dig into that as well. Manchester United completely outrageous offer to Barcelona. We'll talk about that. Frenkie de Jong is back on the scene again. Good God, we cannot get through a madness of a transfer window without that man's name being involved. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get you guys involved in a chat. Let's have some fun with that one a little bit. But we have got serious stuff to talk about as well. Plenty to get through, guys. Give the video a like. Let's get another 700 likes on this video. Please subscribe to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along. Make sure that you are up to date with all your United news. You get that here by subscribing and obviously hitting that bell notification button as well. Let's get into what's going on, guys. Welcome along. Good evening. Hope you've had a good day. How has your Monday been? Everyone's back in training. Everyone's back from pre-season. This is fantastic. It's normal again. But we have got issues within the transfer window. What is going on? Let's get straight into reports regarding Scott McTominay. So earlier on, Team Talk came out with a story about Scott McTominay. Now, Scott McTominay could choose to stay and fight for his place next season with a move away yet to materialise. Despite not much movement so far, United's midfield could still undergo some major surgery in the closing stages of the summer transfer window. This is all just come around through one story coming out about Scott McTominay. Team Talk talking about him wanting to possibly stay. Fulham dropping out because the price is too high. This is all part of the negotiation game. It is. United know what deal needs to be done to get two important deals done this week. Scott McTominay, I don't think people should be stressing about it. I don't. Honestly, it's going to take time to get that right deal over the line. It's massive for Manchester United, Scott's deal. And it's massive for the midfield department. Right now, we are concentrating on the defence side of things, and the defence side of things is still looking pretty good according to all sources talking regarding Mazraoui and with Matthias de Ligt, obviously. The Muppeteers have actually said that Manchester United have actually checked back in on the Gerard Branthwaite possibility, but they are more focused on de Ligt. So they have got their feelers out and they are still keeping tabs on everything else. Making sure that other options are possibly there. Let's not even get too far into that, though, because Branthwaite, we know, is well and away gone, and Manchester United are concentrating on Matthias de Ligt. That's the main target, but they are just doing what they should be doing. They're covering all bases and making sure that everything is in place. Manchester United expected initially that they would be able to get de Ligt done for 33/35 up front with some add-ons on top. This is all come from the Muppeteers and their reports. Regarding de Ligt, again, Manchester United were potentially willing to reach closer to €50 million mark with de Ligt, but with add-ons, not as far as base fee. So that's where they're at, and that's what they're reporting regarding Matthias de Ligt. Back onto Scott McTominay and what's been said. Dialogue remains open between Fulham and Manchester United over the transfer of Scott McTominay. Fulham are yet to decide if they will go back in with an improved offer. United would have to compromise on their asking price for Fulham to come back to the table. So, Manchester United, as we know, want a package, as Romano has said, of around about 30 million. Then they will be open. Fulham are not going to go that high. Manchester United have to come back in. We had Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic saying the other day, if you get in around 25 million, I think United come to the table. There is a negotiation to be had there. And Fulham are willing to probably get in around the 25, but they want to make sure that Manchester United can actually, or are willing to actually drop down a little bit and meet them somewhere in the middle with this deal. So you've got to look at both sides of the argument here, not so much the argument, but of the transfer, and say, look, Fulham are doing what they can. You'd expect what they're doing to be happening right now. Manchester United, they've set their price targets. They know what is involved with the Scott McTominay deal. They know what's at stake regarding the signing of possibly Manuel Ugarte further down the line and how important that is. So they're not going to completely just blank out what Fulham are doing. They're not going to go, nope, that's our price, see you later, walk away. Clever negotiations are needed in this one. It's a tricky one, because you know that Fulham are the highest bidders so far, and they're in and around that mark. They're just about there, aren't they? Around the 23, 25 million. Reports saying that we are literally, we're a few million away from Manchester United taking this bid serious from Fulham. And I think that's what we need to concentrate on. We need to make sure that we are keeping Fulham there and negotiating with them and seeing what else we can get out of this or out of Fulham. But we don't want to scare them off completely, because I feel if Fulham disappear, that's it for Scott. We've got him. He stays. We keep Casemiro. We keep Scott McTominay. We probably end up bringing Amrabat back in, and we're exactly the same way as what we was last season. And some will then say, and then the negative vibes will probably creep in and say that Manchester United haven't moved forward at all. They haven't. And we're stuck in exactly the same spot as we was last season in midfield, which is, as we've said before, a bit of a disaster, because we know that midfield is not good enough. Definitely not. Almost 100 likes already, guys. I did forget to mention, put it in the chat there as well, but we reached 52,000 subscribers earlier on. Thank you so much, everybody. Keep subscribing if you are just tuning in for the first time. We cover all Manchester United news with 3 shows a day, making sure that you're fully up to date with all Manchester United content and stories coming out from the club. In season, it's even crazier, and that's coming up very, very soon. Let's get into what some of you guys are chatting about in there, in the live chat, and see where you're at with all of this going on with Scott McTominay right now. United will sign Ugarte, delayed to Mazraoui at the end of the summer transfer window, says Alan. I thought Wan-Bissaka had already accepted terms. He's accepted terms with West Ham, but he wants a payout, according to reports going around this morning. We're going to get into that in a minute. Scott would be a good option for Everton, West Ham or Fulham. But can they afford him? Everton definitely can't afford him. West Ham are pretty much spent up with what they're buying. If they're going for Wan-Bissaka as well, I think that takes them away from the equation. Obviously, we know Galatasaray have dropped out. We've heard nothing more from Fenerbahce regarding their bid for Scott from Jose Mourinho. So, realistically, looking at it right now, we're looking at Fulham being the main ones. And like I said, United just treading carefully. Don't want to scare Fulham off. Need Fulham in on this because if they want to move forward and get Ugarte, I'm pretty certain one of Scott McTominay or Casemiro needed to be sold. Whether or not United can get a loan deal in, even if we don't get rid of Scott, I don't know. That will come down to United's negotiating team. But if PSG see that Scott McTominay hasn't left and they understand Man United's situation, they still want to get rid of Ugarte, then maybe that opens up a negotiation for Manchester United. So if he stays, if he goes into his last year of his contract, we're going to be in a similar situation to where we are with Wan-Bissaka with Scott McTominay at the end of this season, where we're talking about getting him gone even cheaper, or he goes for free the season after. Will United dare give Scott McTominay another contract? That is up to them at the end. Like, he's going to have to really perform this season if he is to get that. Some would say he did perform last season and may deserve it again, but we know the limitations that we've got with Scott McTominay, I think, more than anything. So, yeah, let's hope that we can just get this deal done for Fulham. I think it's best for both parties now. That's just my personal opinion on that. Let's get into some more of your comments on it, though. Scooby-Doo stays and gets contracted extension next season, says Robert. Hi, what's up? Big up to you, Adam. Rajat, you too, mate. What's we got in here now? Let's see what else we've got. Bid to get Alvarez and let Xerxes leave, maybe. What? I don't know what that's on about. Xerxes? No, what are you on about, mate? Scott McTominay has 4 career assists at Manchester United. Yes, you read that correct. 4 career assists from midfield. Old Trafford TV. Sancho needs to apologise to the fans before putting on a shirt in a competitive game or risk getting booed. He's not going to do that. Never in a million years, mate, unfortunately. And the players really don't care about boos, it would seem. They've got the backing of the club. Ten Hag, if he brings him back in, I think he'll be the one that suffers, not Jadon Sancho. Unfortunately, because it should be the other way around. You are right. Same old story about the same players again. going on wanting to stay. Why though? Might not get first team football. Just go, move on. The story with Aaron Wan-Bissaka is, and the Sun brought this out earlier on, and it was of Wan-Bissaka wanting a huge payout to leave. So next season, if Wan-Bissaka goes, and this was their story, the Sun, next season if Wan-Bissaka goes, he goes on a free and he gets a big signing on fee. And he's going to miss out on that this season. Forget about the 90+ thousand wages that he's been receiving from United for 4 years. That's got nothing to do with it. Jesus, seriously, some of these players. But this is why I don't think this is exactly the case. And interestingly enough, an update on Wan-Bissaka. As it said before here, Wan-Bissaka is still expected to join West Ham. It's pretty close. Nothing has changed. That's come from the Muppeters. Given what Wan-Bissaka is in the final year, whether West Ham pay, United will sell some payoffs to him. So maybe this is something that is involved in transfers that the Sun are just trying to make a big deal out of. It's like what the Muppeters said there. I feel like this is something that would normally happen anyway. There would be some contractual payout or something like that if the club is selling him. You just don't hear about it. But people would dig up stories just to make a big headline. As far as it stands, like the Muppeters said, like Sky said, it is still all going ahead with Wan-Bissaka. I think stories have got people mixed up, including myself at first. I was like, where has this even come from and why is it coming out now? And then you get the real side of things, I feel, which is what we're talking about now, is in that everything is still moving along with Wan-Bissaka. We're still expecting him to go to West Ham, which will trigger, obviously, the transfers of Mazraoui and Matthias de Ligt. Manchester United should be making another offer for Matthias de Ligt in the next few days. That from the Muppeters again. Manchester United would rather not sign anybody than reach €50 million up front for Matthias de Ligt. Yeah, they want to get de Ligt for the 50 million, including everything. They don't want to be paying that up front. They want to put, and rather than sort of drop off and try and look at other possibilities, they want to just get this done now. Like we said earlier on, we're very, very far down the line with de Ligt, so they want to get this over the line. And that, I feel, is the right move right now. It's like, you know what Ten Hag wants, you know what the player wants, you know what the club wants. Let's just make it happen. And hopefully, with negotiations continuing this week, we should get an outcome and this being finalised. Big week, like we said, for Manchester United in the transfer market. And we are expecting de Ligt to be part of it. So, yeah, nothing has held up. You're going to get stories. You're going to get different opinion pieces coming out within the media. You're also going to get some that are misleading as well. I feel like this is it. There is a problem with Wan-Bissaka and Scott McTominay. And that problem is they don't want to leave United. They don't want to. Why would you? You've got it set. You've got it made. Where it's a problem to us and us wanting to move on, not to them. Why should they leave? We can't just tell that player to go. Again, as a fan, I want them to go. I've said it all along, and that's it. That's as far as it goes with what we say. We've got opinions. We don't like the players. Well, we do. We like the players, but we just don't think they're the right players for Man United right now. And a lot of people want to move forward. It's the same old players that haven't got Manchester United very far. And a lot of fans want to see the back of these players. So, yeah, it's a problem in that they don't want to go because they've got it so good. I think any one of us would have probably been in the same boat. Wan-Bissaka feels like he had a good season last season. So does Scott McTominay. They both feel like they've contributed to Manchester United in getting to where we are now. Yeah, you could say finishing 8th in the league, or you could say we won the FA Cup. And both players have actively contributed a lot to winning them 2 trophies for Ten Hag. You cannot deny. You only have to look at the cup runs in both seasons for Ten Hag. Scott and Aaron have both contributed a lot in them competitions and got them trophies for Manchester United. So in their eyes, they feel like they done their job. That's it. Ten Hag is talking like a successful season. They feel part of it. So really, from the players' side, it's a problem for us, but not for them. And I'm sure you understand what I'm saying by that. You wouldn't want to leave United if you was a United fan, would you? You wouldn't. Colin with a super chat. Thank you, Colin. Great show. Come on, United. I feel like there's a positive/negative atmosphere right now. I feel like everybody just wants to get the transfer window over and know where we stand. That's the biggest thing in all of it, I think. Let's get this over. Let's see where we stand. Let's see what players we've got in, and let's move on from there. I think that's where everybody is right now with Manchester United, especially the fan base. Like, just want to get on with it now, and I think we will still. And I said, like, I'll go through all the stories and all the reports now. Matthias de Ligt remains the main target despite United checking again on Jarrad Branthwaite. We said that a moment ago. The two stories there regarding Aaron Wan-Bissaka, like the Sun are saying that he wants a big payout. I think it has been completely blown up into something it's not when you read into it. And he's still on track for moving to West Ham. And apparently it is very, very close. Scott McTominay is now willing to join Fulham more than before from the Muppeteers. That's in the last hour. So you're pretty much there. Erik ten Hag would be willing to sell Scott McTominay to be able to spend what he needs to move forward. And that's another quote coming out from the Muppeteers as well. So there is a lot going on in the midfield department for Manchester United right now in Scott McTominay leaving, which automatically brings us on to the next subject, which is who is coming in midfield. I want to talk about Ugarte next, guys, so get your comments ready for this one. I'll go into the stories first of all, and they read... right, Manchester United will have further discussions with PSG together with Mendes for Manuel Ugarte in the next few days. Now, we know that Mendes is a big player in this, and United are going to lean on Jorge Mendes, like the super agent, to get this deal done. We've done it before. We did it with Yoro. We are in good favour and have a fantastic relationship with Mendes, with most agents, in fact. So United using the agent side of things again. How many times have we said that this summer? But yeah, meetings not just with Ugarte, who is back now at PSG, along with all the other Uruguayan squad. We've seen Facundo Pellistri arrive at Carrington today. The Muppeteers go on to say Manuel Ugarte will have discussions with PSG regarding his future when he returns back, likely today, as in like Pellistri was, like I just said. So discussions will go on with Manuel Ugarte and PSG today. I feel like Ten Hag knows he cannot continue with the midfield that he's got. I think Ten Hag knows that he needs someone like Ugarte. Ugarte has agreed personal terms. United know that he wants to come. He definitely wants to come. So, looking at that, you also go, like, what's happening with Rabiot on that situation? Romano has said that Manchester United are being offered a chance to sign Rabiot. We know this, but he wants $7 million a year wages. So, focus is well and truly on Manuel Ugarte. Amrabat, we know, is on hold, and we spoke about him earlier on. Fenerbahce trying to push to get that through. Look, United and where it's at, there's been a few worrying signs this morning, like the bookies put in Scott McTominay as favourite now to stay at Manchester United. Obviously, there's talk about him wanting to stay and fight for his place. Of course, like if the deal doesn't come about, Scott McTominay is not going to have any issue in staying at Man United. He's a United fan. He came through the academy. And that's all that it is. It's just been blown up in the media into something that it really isn't. And that, again, I feel is the case with Wan-Bissaka and his situation. What do you expect? Gifted membership from London. That has gone to Kieran. Welcome to the members. No, it's gone to Gary. Sorry. Gary, welcome to the members club, my friend. And thank you again, London. Legend. Go, Scott. Go. Please, we need the Ligt, Mazraoui and the Ugarte in, says Kieran. A lot of fans are the same right now, I find. Every message I'm getting, I mean, from the private chat, I'm watching you guys in the live chat as well and being involved in the show. It's all of the same. And that is that United, really, we just want to see him move on. We want to see him move past. Thank you. We had some great moments winning the FA Cup, winning the Carabao Cup. But it's time United waiting to move forward. Like, you cannot get too attached to players. The problem with Man United fans have had, a lot of them have tried to big up players more than what they actually are. I mean, I've probably done it. I've done it loads of times. I'm trying to find good. But a pre-season and the transfer window gives you a chance to look at what's going on, look deep into what's actually happening within the squad, and just take stock of everything that's happened and go forward. If you need to go forward and you want to be competing at the top, you need to be buying better players in And we need to move these players on. They were not bad players, but still, you need more. You have to have more about you. Colin, welcome to the Members Club. Again, thank you. Keep your comments coming in. Keep liking the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for helping us get over 52,000, everyone. You absolute legends. Love that. But yeah, PSG have also just announced João Neves. So looking at that, you'd expect something to want to move forward now with Manchester United on this one. But in terms of Ugarte, no issue, no drama. Yes, it's not moved forward that much, but it will start to now that Ugarte is back at PSG. Neves is in as well, so they've made their big signing, and now they're looking to move on. Like I said before, though, like even if Scott McTominay didn't go, it may benefit United in a weird way, because then you would go to PSG and say, look, your player there wants to come to us. Can we sort something out where we can work out this loan situation? We give you a fee for the loan. We take the player and we reassess it when our finances are better next summer. It's a player you don't want. You want to make room in your squad. We take the wages away and you go on your merry way. Because let's be honest, now that Neves is in, Ugarte is not going to play. So will they be willing to finance a package for Manchester United that benefits both if Scott doesn't go? Do you know what? Like, you have to look at every single aspect of a transfer and every single situation from both sides constantly. Like, there is a way around if Scott McTominay doesn't actually go. There is always a way around it. So looking at it, you've got to say that Scott, if he goes, if he doesn't, there's still a chance we could get Ugarte. United aren't just going to give up on this. They would have looked into this and all the different permutations and everything through the transfer window and gone, we can still get the players that we want if player A, player B, and so on doesn't go. Like, you still got 3 more players to sell there, definitely, if Scott doesn't go, if Wan-Bissaka didn't go. But Wan-Bissaka will go. I'm confident Scott will. But like we said earlier on today, you've got Hannibal, you've got Palestra, and you've got Lindelof still to get out of the door. United could easily put some form of instalment package together for Ugarte that works for them. And I'm still confident United will get it done. There is a few sort of panic buttons being pressed at the moment with everything going on, but I still feel quite comfortable where we are. Sometimes I'm like you. I will look at it and I'll go, oh God, what's going on again here? Be automatically reactional to a situation or a story that comes out and then go, well, actually looking at it, it isn't that bad. So let's just settle down and then look at it again and go through more of the detail of it. Time Wan-Bissaka and Scott go if United want to win the league within the next 3 to 5 years. What do you say, Adam? Honestly, exactly the same. I think I just said that same thing, Daniel. We need to move on. We need better players. We need better squad players. And I think we're bringing in 2 better squad players right now in Mazraoui and De Ligt. But nothing has changed, says Antony, in the important depth. The pitch, the pitch intact. Would you say we are worse than last season? Right now or after this window is done? Like, literally, we could go, we're in a worse position right now, which we are, because we've lost a midfielder and we've lost a defender, because we've got Yoro injured. We've got a forward in for Martial. And we've got Sancho back, some would argue. I'm just playing the whole game here. I'm laying it all out there. So, yeah, you could say we're worse off, but by the end of this week, we could be better off. And we've not kicked a ball yet in the league. So, until we've played, I won't say we're worse off or better off than last season. Because what if we go into the first game against Fulham and beat them? And then we've got another week of the transfer window until we play Brighton away. Actually, more than that, because we play on the Friday and we've got the full weekend plus the rest of the week before we play the following weekend. So we get through that Fulham game, just get the win, and then move on for another week of negotiations. Like, look, right now, yes, worse off, but it could be better in a couple of days. It could be. Surely we don't have to sell McTominay to get Ugarte. It says boxing. Look, 25 million is going to go a long way to helping Manchester United's books. If it is instalments, then United need to counter that. And the 100% profit of Scott McTominay goes a massive long way. You can't compete. Adam, when we reach 100k, are you going to shave your beard? Nah, I can't shave my beard, mate. That's not on, is it? We can't be asking that. Fish says, Adam, do you think we should give these players a reason to leave? Like put them out of the first team squad, Chelsea, Juventus, Ajax, etc. Do this to sell their deadwood? To be honest though, mate, like I just said, like Wan-Bissaka played a part last season. Scott McTominay had his best goal-scoring season for Manchester United. If they're in the squad, Ten Hag is going to want to use them. We can say that he's deadwood and argue that point all day long with Scott and Wan-Bissaka, but Ten Hag will have to use these players if they stay in the squad. 100% they will be playing games if they don't go. But Ten Hag wants is to not have that situation. He wants to be using De Ligt and Mazraoui instead of Scott. Instead of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Scott is a different ball game with Ugarte, as I said. But yes, we won the FA Cup, and lots of fans forgot how dross we were last season. It's easy to forget what happened in the league when you're picking up a trophy. It is. It's a great feeling. It's a great day, and it's easy to forget. Like I said, yeah, but I don't forget. The league is everything. Like, the league is the ultimate. You need to be up there. I said it in the earlier shows today. I want top 4 minimum, and I would like another trophy. Top 4 and the Europa League trophy, that is the max. That's the best I think we can get. Definitely. Right. Here comes the fun. Frenkie de Jong. Oh, it gets great, this. So, the first story. De Jong is available. And the story goes from the MEN, here we go again. To open it up, it's like they already know the reaction that's coming from it. Reports in Spain write that Barcelona are desperate to sell Frenkie de Jong and have offered him to multiple clubs, including Manchester United. The asking price is much reduced this time, only down at around 40 million. That's a good deal, but his wages are absolutely enormous. The outlet says they are as much as £500,000 a week, which seems ridiculous, but would explain the financial problems that Barca are having. Yeah. Could he finally be the answer to United's midfield issues? That's a question asked. But the funniest one, let me just pick it up from there, is Manchester United offering Antony as a swap deal for De Jong. I mean, come on. Right, United reportedly offered Antony in a swap deal. Because of their lack of cash, United are said to have tried to get around the price for De Jong by putting up Antony as part exchange instead. Barcelona duly rejected this, though, and would rather take the money instead. Honestly, like, you know Barcelona's situation. I think this is a nothing story, to be honest. Personally, I think it's a nothing story. But we have to take them all seriously. We have to talk about everything that's put out there. We have to have a laugh at the same time. But, yeah, looking at it, Antony, you're not going to be able to sell him at Barcelona. Barcelona need cash. They're dropping the price for De Jong for 40 million. Why the hell would they take it? I think it's complete and utter nonsense. I really do. And I don't see United getting De Jong. I don't see United going in for De Jong. I know Ten Hag loves De Jong, but right now, I just look at it and go, no. In every single way. He's a better player, yes. He's brilliant, but we cannot afford this player. If you sold Sancho, if you sold the likes of McTominay, Sancho, got rid of Casemiro, then you're looking at maybe you've got room then for Frenkie de Jong for me. He's a great player. I'm not even going to take that away from him. He's a fantastic player. But what Barcelona were doing when they offered him them wages, they must have been off their tree. Seriously, that was just ridiculous what Barcelona have been paying him. And I cannot get my head around them wages at all. He doesn't warrant them wages. This absolutely money. I think he's the highest paid player ever in La Liga. I've seen the chart. He's right up there in the biggest contract in La Liga history. It's mental. Like, what were they thinking? It's no wonder they've gone so far into debt and they're miles behind Real Madrid. Oh, man. First super chat in for Brendan. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. The problem with the squad, even with all the potential signings, are 1 or 2 injuries, and we are back to Maguire. Yep, we are. Sadly, Brendan, you are dead right with that one. Aaron Mitchell has donated 5 memberships. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Aaron. They've gone to Nick. They've gone to Nick S and Nick Hughes. Love that. Maria has got one as well. Cosmo and JK. Welcome to the members club, my friends. Talk to me about Frenkie de Jong, guys. Like, honestly, get them comments in. You can have a laugh with it as well. You can have a little bit of a giggle amongst yourselves. Let me just see what else we've got. I'm just checking up on other news right now, see if anything's popped in. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Yeah, there's some laughable transfer situations that have popped up. Like, we are used to getting a lot with United, but, oh, God, it's absolutely crazy. Let me just see now. Leny Yoro has officially undergone surgery as well, guys. That news is just coming out. On his metatarsal injury. His rehabilitation starts now, and he will be back to fitness in 3 months. That is just out now. Laurie Whitwell has just broke that. Yeah, metatarsal injuries can need more require longer recovery time. So yeah, Laurie Whitwell has just tweeted that out. That let me just see. Just see now. What we're going. We've got, yeah, that is everything. Just checking through everything there, guys. Yeah, Laurie Whitwell just come out and confirmed that Leny Yoro has undergone successful surgery, and we are now in recovery time. Aaron has just joined the members club himself as well. Thank you, Aaron. So 5 donated and joined himself. Love that. Talk to me about Frenkie de Jong, guys. Are we having a laugh with this one here? Seriously, would you take Frenkie de Jong right now? If you could get a decent wage package, which I don't think we're going to be able to. I mean, the man who's on 500k a week, like we were laughing at Matthias de Ligt being on, 300k? Like, Frenkie de Jong's on a different planet altogether. Like 500, $500,000 a week. Are you serious? That is never going to happen. Never in a million years. So, yeah. De Jong isn't on crazy wages for as talented as he is. 240 per week is extra. 300 plus is owed per week because of COVID. That's the issue. It's still crazy, mate. It's still crazy. I don't care what anybody says. Like we were saying earlier on, JT, like ultimately with the way financial fair play is now and the way wages and everyone's trying to package these deals together, it's absolutely ludicrous right now. And yeah, like look at where Barcelona are. They couldn't afford that at the start. No matter how much you try and sweeten it up, they have put themselves in an absolute shitstorm of a situation with Frenkie de Jong's wages. And you know what? They deserve everything they get, Barcelona. I personally don't think United will ever do business with Barcelona. We still haven't made up from the bleeding David Beckham saga. It's an absolute joke what Frenkie de Jong is on. But again, it's going to price him out of any deal. I don't think that price tag, 40 million, is bad. I really don't. I think it's a fair price for him, but it's his wages. Is he willing to drop? That's the question. Adam McTominay didn't want to go to Fulham last season, so who says he will want to go there now? It wasn't a case of that, mate. It was a case of, like, he didn't want to go short notice, which it was. Bayern Munich agreed a deal with Fulham for Paulinho, and it was literally the last week of the window. United didn't want to sell him because he didn't have a replacement in line, and Scott McTominay didn't want to go because he had prepared all pre-season and was ready to go. Like, he'd probably seen his opportunity in Man United's side and didn't fancy it. Well, now with the new regime in and everything being put in place, I think now he's open to moving. He's not got a new contract, so that adds to it as well. And that's probably why he's looking elsewhere. He's got one more big move left in him. So good luck to him if he wants to leave now. But everybody changes their mind, don't they? United Spotlight's just renewed their membership. Thank you very much. Frenkie de Jong won't suit our style, be lost in our central midfield, so no. I would take him if he's taking a pay cut, says Araya. I think that's a lot of people's look on it. It's the same with Rabiot, really, isn't it? Like, willing to take him in if he is happy to take a pay cut and actually want to be there for footballing reasons. It's a quality player. Not even 250 a week. Let's build for the future, says Gav. I had to check how old Frenkie is. It feels like he's been around since forever, but only 27. Yeah, like I said, he has been around forever, but he came through very, very young at Ajax, didn't he? Was part of that Ten Hag Champions League run side that everybody raves about. Frenkie de Jong, whatever the name is, missed his chance when Ten Hag was head over heels over him. Yeah, that ship has sailed, hasn't it? That ship has definitely sailed, I feel. And people asking for free membership. So it's up to YouTube who give them out, mate. Sheldon. Cornish mate says, Rooney was out of action for 4 to 5 weeks with a metatarsal injury. Yeah, I remember that. They rushed him back, though, didn't they? They did the same with Beckham for the World Cups. And I don't think it helped either of them, to be honest. Neither looked fantastic coming back. So, yeah, let's not rush Leny Yoro back. I think bringing in De Ligt and having the defenders that we've got there now, Leacher stays fit, we should be able to see out the first few months of the season. I say that, honestly, every time I say we should be, and we should be safe, and we should be able to handle situations. Something happens, someone gets injured, it's always the bleeding same, innit? Graham says, having wasted a whole summer chasing a parked car, United should learn to switch off when the words Frenkie de Jong hit the air. Yeah, honestly, if United had the Murtos and Arnolds of the world still at the football club, I bet we would have been looking at this. I think we would have been looking at Frenkie de Jong now. It's mental, innit? But I honestly feel we would be. I don't think Ineos will go anywhere near him. I don't think he suits the profile of what we're looking for at all. And I think, like Graham says there, I think anyone who even had experience at Manchester United before Ineos came in would be walking away from this deal and not getting involved. We don't need this type of player right now. He isn't one for the future. Yeah, he's 27. He's the one for now. I understand that. And there is a shout for now because we want to get back in the Champions League. And let's be honest, he knows what Ten Hag wants. He's worked with him before. So where there are negatives, there are positives with that move. I bet if you offered him Ten Hag, he would jump at it. That's just wrong about Frenkie de Jong. He is Eric Ten Hag's prototype central midfielder. That said, he ain't coming. I think I just said everything that you did then, mate, JT. Bruno or Frenkie de Jong, then Ahmad and Mount can't compare for number 10. Robert says Rabiot would kick off big time if he was on the bench. Toxic toss bag. Oof, hash. That ship is half around the world now, Adam, says Kieran. Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Gray says slap the like button, everyone, in appreciation. Yeah, let's get up to 300 likes, guys. We've been well over 900 in the room with us for a while now. So 250 likes, thank you. Let's see if we can get that bumped up a little bit to that 300 mark, guys. Come on, get a move on. Let's have it. Agreed, that ship has definitely sailed. Tom has donated the membership, and that has gone to Keith Thomas. Tom, you legend. Thank you very much. So just to recap on everything that we've talked about so far, so everyone's up to date, you may have just joined us. We're talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Scott McTominay. A lot of stories saying that United have got issues, hold-ups and things like that. Yes, there are hold-ups because we need to negotiate the right price. No, they are not as elaborated or as bad as what's being said in the tabloids. Let's just say that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will probably get some form of payout anyway. You usually get these within transfers. So the story from the Sun, Aaron Wan-Bissaka wanting a massive payout, United were willing to do this for Aaron Maguire last season, but he wanted to stay. Simple as. He had 2 years left on his contract. Wan-Bissaka's got 1. He'll get a little bit of money. He'll get the move he wants. He'll get first team football, European football, and he should be happy. It's no issue. Everything is moving forward as it was before. Scott McTominay is now favourite to stay at Manchester United with the bookies because Team Talk came out with a story regarding Scott may want to stay and fight for his place. The Muppeteers have come out, Sky have come out and completely countered that claim by saying that everything is moving forward. Fulham definitely still want Scott McTominay. It's up to United to negotiate with them. United want, apparently, according to Romano, around 30 million. I think Fulham are willing to touch on to 25. Somewhere in the middle, maybe United drop a little bit. I think Ten Hag wants McTominay gone because he wants Ugarte in. I think Scott's money goes towards Ugarte. So Ugarte back in training right now, and people are also saying that conversations will be going on between him, George Mendes, and Manchester United with PSG as well. So Mendes at the forefront of everything going on right now with Manuel Ugarte. So everything is just as it was. Nothing has moved any further forward that we know of in the public eye anyway. But nothing has definitely fallen away to the extent that some would have you believe in the media as of today. Leny Yoro has undergone surgery, successful surgery on his broken metatarsal. He will now sit this one out for 3 months while he fully recovers. People have said in the chat, like, there have been some metatarsal injuries that have come back quicker. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. That was my opinion. I want you guys to let me know as well what you think about that. Don't rush Yoro back for the sake of it. He's young. He's got plenty of time. Do you know what? He will probably heal quicker just because he is young. He's at the right age. There's never a right age to get an injury, but he's at the right age for recovery. And hopefully he does recover quickly. Sometimes we just forget how old these lads actually are. And like literally being 18, you do forget it. Like they do heal a lot quicker. According to Romano, Scott McTominay, Eric Ten Hag wants to keep Scott McTominay. Yeah, Romano will say one thing, then say another. Look, if Eric Ten Hag wants to keep Scott McTominay, that's completely up to him, but you know what's coming. Will United be able to get Ugarte if Scott doesn't leave? I don't know. That would have to be down that loan, and the powers of negotiation from Ineos will have to come right to the fore to get that deal done or get anything out of that. But like I said earlier on, if Scott decides to stay, does that hamper United, or does it actually put him in a better position because they can go to PSG and go, look, people are not buying players. Let's loan Ugarte. Let's take him on the season-long loan. Let's assess this next summer. There'll be some obligation in there, or at least a fee to pay to PSG to loan the player out, I feel. And they'll have to take advantage of what their circumstances are right now. I don't think it's a bad thing in terms of signing Ugarte if McTominay stays. I do think that a lot of fans would be unhappy because it just looks like United again have failed to get rid of players, and we can't get players out of the door. But then again, to counter that, are you happy that United are trying to get the best price for these players? Because all anyone was doing when we were selling academy players last season was saying, how come City can get 25 million for a goalkeeper that's never played in the Premier League, and United get rid of 4 academy players who were supposed to be up there amongst the best for not even a quarter of that price? Well, United are hanging on for 18 million for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They want 25 plus for Scott McTominay. So, yeah, you've got to look at it and go, Ineos at least aren't mugs. And there is a positive within the negatives in all of this. So, yeah, I look at what the situation is. Romano probably doesn't know everything yet. He knows where we stand, what United want to do. If the right offer comes in, then United will sell. Romano said that United want 30 million. So, in terms of Romano saying he wants to keep, and United want to keep Scott McTominay, I'll rephrase it. And what was probably really said was, look, if Manchester United don't get what they want for Scott McTominay, they're happy for him to be part of the squad this season. That's more realistic in what was said regarding Romano, McTominay, everything else that's going on. We'll have loads more news to get through in the morning, guys, with the 8 o'clock show. Make sure you are there. Make sure you are switched on. Subscribe to Forever United TV for all your United updates. We involve everyone in the chat. We get through so much more. And we talk about every single detail of every bit of transfer news and everything else going on with the club. Every single show, guys. So, yeah, we have a quick fire show at 8 o'clock. Then we're back at midday. And then in the evening, like we are now at 6:30. 3 shows a day with all the news going around Manchester United. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your contributions and being part of the shows today. We've had great numbers again. Please give the video a like. We're about to hit the 300 mark, so give it a like on your way out. Thanks for the super chats. 9 new members in the house today as well. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all massively. Mods, members who are already in there. And, yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings, eh? An interesting Monday. Not the one we wanted, but let's see if Tuesday's any better. As if says, just before we go, Adam, do you think the so-called Sir Jim Radcliffe is a lifelong United fan should break the bank to get De Ligt, Ugarte and Mazraoui over the line? To the detriment of Manchester United breaking financial fair play rules? No, I don't. Which is what we're dealing with right now. Sir Jim has got money to spend. He can't spend it. Just like Newcastle and the richest club on the planet can't spend theirs. PSR and financial fair play. Those are the words that everybody should be talking about, because they're the ones that are stopping this being one of them transfer windows. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. I will see you all first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock. Don't miss it. I'm sure we'll have more updates through the night, as we always do. Have a good one, everyone.